All right, behind the scenes to getting ready for a Grande Curve photo shoot. So, one of the key things to getting the look that I get is lights. So we have two 600 watt per second lights that are battery powered, so we can bring them wherever we need to go. And then a speed light, which is like 75. So this is like 75 watts per second, 600, 600. So these are the workhorses for when I'm in the studio or going out. This is what I bring. If you, all the pictures I take just at Twin Peaks, you know, casually on a regular day, is usually just that guy. These are big and powerful, but you don't usually want to just have a flash just straight on at the model. You're going to get harsh light. That's where you see like a hard shadow on their face from their nose is coming right there, and then behind them. So you get softboxes or some other type of diffuser. So this is the one I use for big studios or multiple people. Is this big guy? It's like about 48 inches maybe, I forget. But this I got as part of a package deal. So what happened was there was a sale at the store at Adorama, and one of these guys on the sale was normally like $600, I think, and then they had a deal for a C-stand, one of these lights, and this softbox for like $400 or $500. So a whole kit was cheaper than just one was normally. And I took a few days, because the sale was like for the whole weekend, and I took a day or two to try to figure out whether I was going to do it, and thought about it. I was like, you know, the battery power of it is great, because you don't have to worry about cables, you can take it wherever you need to. And I thought, you know, if I want to do pictures with cars, I need one light to light the car, and then one light to light the model. So I ended up buying two. And that's been great, because you can do all kinds of fun stuff of like, you know, one light coming from one direction, another light coming from the other. They're so big that you can light up like a whole room. They can go out in the middle of the day and just try and like not overpower the sun really, but like supplement. So like you can have someone in the shadow so their face isn't covered, and like you don't have like harsh shadows from the sun, and then light them up with this, and it kind of blends in. So this is the big softbox I have. I have another one of those, but I didn't bring it with me because I have two smaller softboxes. So this one, you have to fold out and put all kinds of stuff in. This guy, you set it up once, and then you just, come on. Oh boy, here we go, let's press the button. Set it up, and then you pop it into place. There's a little button to release it, and I was pressing the button, which is why it wouldn't lock in. So you do that, and then you lock that in. These are all what's called a Bowens mount. It's a universal mount that there's a couple of big brands that have their own mount, and then everybody else uses Bowens. So Bowens is a more universal mount. And then there's another one, which is it's the same company as this, but instead of being a small circle, which is good and, you know, fits in, hold on. So this is what's called a strip box. And a strip box is basically just because it's much taller than it is wide. Or, you know, it's this. So what you can do is, oh, I want to aim specifically at just like the edge of something. Then you just light that edge, and this aims just at that edge. Whereas this is more, hey, I want to do a person's face, and light up around their entire face to make sure there's no shadows on their face. And the big guy is more, I want to make sure their whole torso, their whole body is lit. And you can, you know, it's not that simple. Obviously, you can kind of do everything with everything. It just is going to change your light pattern, and therefore your shadow pattern. So we're going to get this guy on here as well. And you know, I might end up moving these things around so that the big light is the speed light gets this one instead. But for now, we're just going to set up like this. Just waiting for the model to show up. We had a cancellation today, so we're working with it. This is the reality of this is that there's a lot of cancellations, and you just make it work. A lot of my best stuff has come from adjusting after the cancellation, and this isn't locking in. What is happening? There's always some little thing. But there's a lot of photographers that will only shoot natural light because it is just easier to deal with. You see what you get, and you just adjust to that. With these, there's a lot of experimenting and moving things around. You have to move the model and move the lights, and anytime you move the model, you have to move the lights, and etc. But you can get awesome results out of it. You can sculpt things, and you can have a lot of fun. Which, I like having fun. That's the whole point of this hobby, is having fun. So, just waiting for the models now. Got to get the camera set up and everything, but this is the basic setup. We're in a studio that's got a lot of options, so we're going to try and knock out a lot of different stuff. You'll get to see it later. Have a good one.